Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is all about asking yourself the question, is your helping enabling poor behavior? And the reason why I wanted to bring this special message to you guys today is because I think that most of us, particularly when it comes to the people who are closest to us, we want to help them so much. We want to support them. We see when they struggle and we want to do whatever in our power to help them out of that, to sort of get them to a place of success and fulfillment and moving forward. And oftentimes I see it time and time again, our goodness and our well-intentioned actions are actually being manipulated, they're being expected, and also I want to bring a new perspective in terms of what's going on for you as the person who's trying to help. And ultimately, I want you to question whether what your actions are, how you're helping, how you're choosing to help, is actually really helpful to these people, or is it enabling poor behavior and keeping them stuck? So I want you to think about a person in your life, past or present, who you have felt like, they've been somebody close to you, you've seen them struggling, and you've wanted so badly to help them. I want you to question, how much was your helping really helping them move forward, or was it enabling them to stay stuck and stay small? And oftentimes a lot of us who want to help so badly, we get stuck in these feelings of manipulation, of guilt, of shame, which ultimately only serve to keep us and them stuck and limited from our growth. So it's the whole saying of, around tough love. Sometimes that is the best strategy, that is the most loving action to do. And what I really wanted to bring to you guys is the fact that, so many of us who want to help, and that we're tirelessly working to help support these people, to help, get them through the struggle, or, we see somebody who's less financially adept than us, or we see somebody who, is struggling to do these certain things in their life, but, if we really look hard, they're not doing the right things, and there's some lessons that are obvious that they're choosing not to learn because we're making it easy for them to stay in their current set of actions that are ultimately we're taking the burden of. And what I wanted to bring to you is the fact that sometimes that enabling behavior, that you trying to help them, is actually so selfish of you. And I really want you to think about that. I really want you to think about how selfish it is to enable somebody when you can really see that you are keeping them stuck. And ultimately it's because you're trying to avoid your hard feelings, your feelings of feeling guilty or feeling ashamed or feeling like you should be helping them, when ultimately your help is keeping them small, keeping them stuck, and you don't want to have to deal with those emotions of having to be, kind of hard about it, having to, it takes more effort to, to go through that tough love, it takes more effort sometimes to say no, enough. You've got to figure this out. I've helped you enough. It takes a lot, and it brings up such feelings of abandonment, of rejection, of all these icky feelings that we tend to feel because we're gaining our self-worth from our ability to help, but all it's doing is keeping that person stuck and small, and it's keeping you limited from your growth as well. So I hope that this message is resonating with you guys out there. I want you to really be thinking about how you're currently helping is enabling poor behavior. It is limiting other people's growth, yours included, because you're not willing to deal with the icky feelings that may be coming up if you were to say no. So I'm going to check in with you guys again, and let me know, have you had this experience? Are you currently struggling with this in your life, where maybe there's somebody in your life where you feel kind of manipulated by, you're feeling kind of the guilt and the shame of not helping, and ultimately you're taking these actions to help, but you're really enabling them to stay small, stay stuck, and you're also being really selfish because you don't want to deal with those feelings within yourself, and you're limiting your own growth and potential here as well. And the connection, if we go down this path too much and we're helping too much, then ultimately we're limiting the growth and the connection because we end up in resentment. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're not doing the very thing that we're really aspiring to do, which is be helpful and be supportive. And sometimes we need to do the hard thing, which is to say no, give some tough love, give direction, but, you know, and not put ourselves out, not take on the burden of somebody else not learning the lessons. All right. So I want to definitely check in with you guys. And, Svetlan, oh, sorry, I can't say your name, but I love it. And Robin and Josue, awesome to have you. And Jamie and Eric's back, I love it. And thank you, Robin, appreciate you being here. And Don and Usama, nice to have you. And Frederick and Sultan and Casey and Rondi, lovely to have you back. And Himanshu and Don, good morning. Thanks for your inspirational words. Much love to you, Don. Appreciate you being here. Grateful you're finding value in these messages. And Avni and Theogen and Robin, your words are true and meaningful. You're so welcome. I'm grateful that this message resonates with you today, Robin. Thank you so much. And Amin and Rondi, how long are you staying in Utah? I was born there, in Salt Lake. Awesome. I'm going to be here for the next 2 weeks. So I've been around the area for the last week. Going to do some trips back and forth. And but I love Utah. What a beautiful spot. Your hometown. Love it, Rondi. And Tumas, awesome to have you. And Chris and Amin and Eric, yes, I'm in that situation right now. Awesome, Eric. And I'm really grateful that this message is hitting you whilst you're in that situation, and you can, you know, utilize this as, you know, maybe that sort of drive to make some changes. And I don't know what part you're in that situation, but really hoping that this hits home for you today, Eric. And Ajit, nice to have you. You're so welcome, Selma. Lovely to have you here. And Bernard, watching from Kenya. Love it. And Soya Cairo, nice to have you back. I love having you here. And Amin, love to you. And awesome, Robin. And awesome, Rondi. I'm grateful that this is resonating. And where have we got? Eric, I'm grateful that this you're getting some value from these points today. And Anantha, hi. Absolutely, we who we help are being taken for granted and not valued for our care. Apart from that, we pull down the other's ability to come out of the struggle. Everyone can be given a guidance, but not full-fledged support to complete the task. It's a matter of letting others grow and self-respect. Most definitely. 2 really valuable points there, Anantha. Thank you so much for sharing. Definitely letting others grow, and definitely having those healthy boundaries for ourselves and self-respecting, but also recognizing where your growth is here. It's sometimes very easy for us as the helper to see how somebody else is falling down, and how they should be doing things differently. You know, if they're struggling financially, they should be spending less money, or whatever it is. You know, if they're struggling in their health, well, you know, they should be looking after their health. They shouldn't be eating those poor foods. You know, whatever it is, we can have those judgments and see so clearly how other people should be growing in this moment. But what I want you to do, if you're the helper, I want you to actually recognize how your enabling behavior is being selfish, and where that's coming from is your inability to deal with the icky feelings that come up from saying no. And I want you to utilize this for the growth that it has, for the potential that it has, and to identify what is this lesson that you're meant to be learning here. Where are you not growing, where you're being given this opportunity? It is not just the person who is, you know, you're wanting to help. It's also for you as well. If that gets into that unhealthy dynamic where you're taking on the burden and responsibility, you have to take some ownership here as well, and take a step back and see where your growth is. Thanks so much for sharing there, Anantha. Champ, awesome to have you. And Soya Cairo, I love having you here from Japan. And Stephen, and Chris, yes, I am an Aussie. And happy to catch again, Fazi. I love having you here. And Stephen, so great to have you. And Robin, we'll try this and let you know about the result. Awesome. I'd love to hear from you. Chris, no, I'm not a Queenslander. I'm from Melbourne. And Hassan, nice to have you. And Stanley and Daya, awesome. And Adrian and Phil and watch each of your live. I'm so grateful to have you here, Amin. I'm grateful that you're tuning in each video. I love it. And Ellie, nice to have you back. And Eric, thanks a lot, Vanessa. I appreciate your words. Wish I could have a private chat with you someday about it. Definitely. Book in a 15-minute power session with me. They're all for free. I love getting to connect with you guys. And I'd love to connect and have a private convo with you there, Eric. And Kandaya, nice to have you. And Kirsten, story of my life. If only they would listen to me, as if I had it all together. Acceptance, tolerance, love, and letting go. Beautiful, Kirsten. I love your self-awareness there. I love you hearing you take responsibility there as well. And definitely sounds like you have learnt some major lessons in terms of helping and how that can often just enable poor behavior. And yeah, definitely going with that acceptance, tolerance, love, and letting go. I love it. And Robin, helping people always shows us different ways of facing problems. I had bad and good experiences. We'll try once. Awesome, awesome, Robin. Love it. Thanks for sharing your perspective here. And Daya, Anantha, sorry for a long confusing comment. I just want to say, show the path to them, don't do their work. If you do that, then you won't see personal growth. Yes, definitely. So it's about building awareness around where our support is helpful and where it's hindering, you know, and definitely staying attuned to that. So I'm not saying don't help people who need to be helped. You know, sometimes we can be that leader and we can inspire the best out of each other. I'm just saying build some awareness around where your help is no longer supporting and in fact it's enabling poor behavior and keeping people stuck. You're making it too comfortable for them to make the changes that are necessary for their growth, and where also that's coming from the place of your own fears around not wanting to have to say no because you're feeling, you know, scared about what you have to go through in terms of saying no, you know, the guilt, the shame, you know, and the feelings that we have within ourselves about our self-worth in terms of only gaining self-worth from our ability to help, rather than recognizing that help comes in many different masks, and it's not always about just giving and doing the work for others. It's also about being able to step back and know when you need to let that person make their own decisions, go on their own growth journey, even if it means they're going to have to experience some pain and maybe they don't get it right, maybe they fail the first time, you know, but you've got to be able to be strong enough within yourself and self-respecting enough, and also take on the growth and recognize that we want them to grow, we want us to grow, and work out the best strategy moving forward, all through building that self-awareness and you know, going with the flow with it, but being always checking in. So love that. And Adrian, awesome. I'm loving that you're loving it. And Chris, yes, I'm in Snowbird Resort at the moment in Utah in the States, and it's just beautiful here. The mountains, I'm going to miss them. I'm leaving today. And Saiba, nice to have you, and Tahia, and Stephen, Hassan, I'm from Australia, and Manu, nice to have you. Robin, purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honourable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Love you sharing your perspective here, Robin. Yeah, and I definitely feel like the purpose of life is to love fully and to be loved fully, and to receive love fully, and that is both challenge and support. It's not one-sided, and yeah, that, and really stepping fully into that with our personal development and ability to contribute back. So I definitely love what you've shared there, Robin. And Caitlin, sorry, Caitlin. So would it be like saying no to helping someone if we know they are more than capable? Yeah, so sometimes you can see the potential and the capabilities in another more so than they can within themselves. So sometimes our help is alerting them to that, you know, helping them build their self-awareness around their own capabilities instead of doing it for them or just saying no. So maybe that is the growth, and that is the help that you can provide them, helping them to build their self-belief so that they can therefore take the action rather than doing it for them or just saying no and not being supportive where you can be in terms of building their self-belief and helping them on that journey. Hope that was helpful for you, Caitlin. Salem, nice to have you. And Kirsten, so hard watching someone you love in pain when you think you could help. You're so right on here, detach with love. Awesome, Kirsten, and you're so spot on. It is the most difficult situation when somebody that we really deeply love and care about is suffering, and we so want to jump in and save them, but we really do, if we really want to be of service and help to somebody, we want to know the difference between enabling them and keeping them stuck and making life comfortable enough for them to not have to learn the lesson and grow, and where we can support them, you know. So I love what you've said there, detach with love, and yeah, being self-aware about what's needed in that moment. Love it. And Adrian, yes, it is absolute heaven here. And Sunil, nice to have you. And Caitlin, thank you, I understand that completely, and you said my name right the first time. Okay, Caitlin, thank you so much. I love knowing how to say your name, so thank you. And Christina, nice for you. Awesome, guys. That is my message for you guys today. I really hope it gets you thinking about where in your life are you keeping yourself and another person stuck and small and limited from your growth and potential. All for best intentions around helping, but really it's coming from a place of selfishness where you're not wanting to deal with this icky feelings of feeling guilty, or, you know, feeling like you have to say no and everything that comes up from that place. And actually you need to build some self-awareness around what is actually going to help this person, and sometimes that is in the pulling away, creating the space for them to take the action themselves, rather than you taking all the action and the burden and responsibility for their challenges and problems. So guys, hope that was really helpful to you. I always love connecting with you. Thank you so much for every single one of you out there who has jumped on live with me. You've engaged with me. I absolutely appreciate you guys so much, and much love as well to everybody tuning in afterwards. I am sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary and brilliant to wherever you are in the world today. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Make sure that you are dropping any questions, comments, anything that you feel I could be talking into that will be of value to you. I would absolutely love to engage with you on that. And so a couple of people just dropped some comments, so I'm just going to check in before I sign completely off. Robin, it's also selfish because it makes you feel good when you help others. Yes, I've been helped by acts of kindness by strangers. That's why we're here, after all, to help others. Yeah, and there's nothing selfish about gaining pleasure out of helping others, but if it is at the expense of their growth and your own, that's where it's unhealthy, and that's where you need to definitely build the self-awareness and make the shifts so that you can actually be helpful, rather than just coming from a place of significance and self-validation, or feeling like your only worth is in your ability to help others. That's not a healthy place to be. So thank you so much for sharing that, Robin. And Eric, how to explain a borderline personality that a love relationship is over? I did, but she still wants to know the whys and everything. How to explain a borderline personality that a love relationship is over? I'm not entirely sure what you mean there, Eric, but I think if you book in one of those 15-minute power sessions with me, or drop some more comments below, I'll get back to you. Definitely want to help you and support you with that, but I'm just not quite understanding your question there. So thank you so much. And Bobby and Douglas, awesome of you guys to join me last minute here. I'm just about to sign off, so hope you catch the recording, get a ton of value. I'm going to spin the camera around, give you one last look at these mountains. I'm going to really miss waking up to them, but I'm sending you all of my love, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Oh, how do I do this? See you guys.